Hello everyone.
Hello,
This is our which live?
fifth, I
Fourth,
think.
fourth or fifth?
Fifth
Yes.
live. It's our fifth live.
And we are
Welcome back to
super.
another live.
Yeah, we are super excited for this one.
This time we are going live with Dr. Rohan.
Rohan sir.
Yes, as everybody knows him, he's a famous teacher. He's a breast cancer surgeon. He's like everything, all rounder.
And a
He's a
wildlife.
photographer.
Yeah.
Let's get him on live. Connecting.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
We are fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I hope
Sir?
there's no echo and you're able to hear me properly.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything is good, sir.
And what about you, sir?
Okay.
Can you hear us properly? Is Keshav a
can,
little
I
less
can.
audible? Okay,
No. Loud and clear.
great.
Okay.
So we are super excited for today's session.
And we are glad you joined our live.
Yeah,
My-
you are really humble, sir.
Thank you for having me over. And I also saw that you people just finished your fourth year, so congratulations.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So
The josh
yeah,
is high.
Okay,
that's good. So you people are coming back to India tomorrow.
We are,
Yes.
let's hope. Let's hope the charter flights get accepted by the Delhi airport, but we are still waiting for the confirmation.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you, sir. So, so
Right.
today's our agenda is everything about Indian competitive exams and how
Mhm.
foreign, how Indian students or when they come abroad, how they should study in every year,
Right. Mhm.
and along with that, prepare for all these competitive exams.
Right.
Plus the next, yes, plus the next exam also, how we are approaching the clinical uh, questions and how the trend is changing.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
let's start with best approach for study for first, second, and third year.
Yes,
In here, first, second, and third, we basically study preclinical subjects. We don't study clinical. So what
Yeah.
should be the best approach, best method?
Look, I've always told whenever I've taught foreign graduates, I've always told them one simple thing. Whether you learn medicine in Russia, in China, in India, the concepts of medicine, surgery, anatomy, physiology remain the same, right? There might be a different way of teaching them, but the concepts are the same. So don't think that you are being taught something different there, and when you come back to India, you'll be taught something else, right? The method of treatment, जिस तरीके से पढ़ाया जा रहा है वो different हो सकता है, पर concept same रहेगा. So you should start learning the concept from first year. And one mistake which foreign graduates tend to do is that when they go abroad, in the first 2 years, first and second year, there's a release phenomenon.
yes,
Okay, यहाँ से they go from, say, from a relatively conservative society to a place where there's a lot of freedom and there is no external control over them. So जब वो release phenomenon होता है तो 1 साल 2 साल मस्ती चलती रहती है and वो पढ़ाई ढंग से नहीं हो पाती. And that's where, when you waste those 1 or 2 years, you're playing catch up after that. Whereas in those 1 or 2 years, if you can even study for an hour or 2 hours every day and build on those concepts, they would help you immensely in later on. So for first, second, third year, your preclinical subjects, again, as you said, you don't have to interact with patients.
yes,
ठीक है. So one drawback, one more thing which I've heard a lot from students कि वहाँ पे patient interaction बाहर नहीं होती.
very less.
So first, second, third year में it doesn't matter, right?
True.
So you have to read from the books, or you have various resources, various online resources. So my recommendation would be to go for any online resource. Again, I'm not naming anyone, any online resource. Okay. So take that online resource, and your aim in first 3 years should be that उन pre-paraclinical subjects के जो 6 or 7 subjects हैं, उनके आप अच्छे से notes बना लो, either handwritten or whichever notes you're getting, you add extra points to that and understand those concepts and do their MCQs because your university exams also have some bit of MCQs.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if you can do those 7 subjects in 3 years, which is very doable, like you have all the time in the world. So at least 7 out of 19, you are done, right?
Yes.
And you're not playing catch up. And more importantly, you've built a very strong base for you to understand medicine, जिसमें concepts of physiology and pathology will come
Yes.
in, to understand surgery where concepts of anatomy and pathology will come in, right? And pharmacology plays a role everywhere. So if those concepts are clear, you're done. And even if you do these 7 subjects, you have ample time to enjoy. I'm not saying stop enjoying, enjoy. बट ये 7-8 सब्जेक्ट अपने पूरे कर लो 3 साल के अंदर तो यू विल बी इन अ वेरी गुड पोजीशन even if you can't do clinical stuff, even if you don't start with clinical stuff in the first 2 years, that's fine. But अपने concept strong कर लो.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, by concept building, do you say that हमारे को book से prepare करना better होएगा than from YouTube videos or any other resources, as you said? Because that is the main thing that students ask us, our juniors ask us. It depends personally, मतलब जिसका जो personal opinion है for that. तो आपके हिसाब से
Look, to be very honest with you, even in Indian colleges, every college there are only a handful of teachers who are good,
yes,
right? Other than that, बाकी teachers भी they just copy verbatim slides from the book and they come and say it there. So most of the things is self-study,
okay,
right? Now, what I personally recommend for foreign graduates at least is कि आप एक कोई online resource ले लो, whichever one you like, right? And पहले you watch the videos. After watching the videos, then you read the book.
Okay.
Okay. So that helps in 2 ways. Number one, reading and understanding the book becomes very easy,
true,
right?
yes,
Number two, it takes less time to read the book,
true,
Yes.
truly,
right? Otherwise, without understanding the concept, if you read the book, trust me, you can't even read 2 or 3 pages of that anatomy book or physiology book in one go.
of course,
But here you can read much more in a
Yes.
faster manner. And number three, you can add extra points to your notes. So later on, you don't have to open your book again. You will have that notes ka one bundle ready. Okay.
Full bundle.
So that is it. Look, ultimate goal is when you're coming back to India, if 19 registers are ready
yes,
with the notes and extra information, trust me, nobody can stop you from clearing the MCI exam in the first go,
yes,
right?
Okay.
So that should be your aim when you enter first year कि मुझे 6 साल के अंदर वो 19 register तैयार करने हैं. Those 19 registers have to prepare.
Okay.
Okay. Now, as far as somebody is asking, which are the books which you should focus on?
yes,
So
Yes.
this I've told previously as well. For anatomy, if you're watching an online resource, after that, if you can read Snell's, excellent, right? If not Snell's, Chaurasia पढ़ लो. But I would still prefer Snell's because it has that clinical intent,
okay,
right? So for physiology, Ganong would be the best, but it's a very difficult book to interpret. So without an online resource, it would be difficult
yes,
for people to read. Guyton, on the other hand, is very easy to read.
yes,
It's
very
like a
easy to read.
storybook, but it's voluminous.
yes,
Very
तो
big.
उसका साइज देख के डर जाते हैं लोग. Okay.
हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में they have made these workbooks and they have
जी.
just took the paragraphs from Guyton Hall and put it in our workbooks. We just have to fill it.
It's like
So
fill
it's
in the blanks,
Excellent.
right?
yeah, so it's like an active
Excellent.
recall.
That's also a good way to do it. That's
Yes,
also a good way to do it. Yeah.
yes,
And biochemistry, mein again, Harper is what we read,
okay,
right? Or Lippincott.
okay,
So for pharmacology, you can either do Tripathi or Kaitzeng. Kaitzeng again थोड़ा voluminous हो जाता है.
Yes, it is.
Right? Pathology, Robbins is very important. In
Very.
fact, Robbins is one book. If you're thorough from page to page, I can guarantee कि तुम्हारा 20 to 30% preparation for any exam is done because it covers a lot of concepts of surgery and medicine as well. And that is one book which you should always save for the rest of your life. I still have my Robbins, which is sealed in a Ziploc bag because इतनी बार पढ़ी है मैंने वो कि उसके pages lose हुए पड़े and I've underlined it so many times. But that is one book which you should never discard.
We have it on our side.
Yeah.
And sir, what about vacations? In vacations, what should the first to third year students do? Because in here, the clinical exposure is very less. So what do you think they should go for internship, observationship, or should they still focus on their theory part?
We have a vacation of around 2 months.
Yeah, I know. So some people are asking me to speak in English. So I'll stick to English then. Sorry. So in vacation, either you can come back and join a vacation batch, which a lot of students do,
Yes.
and you can strengthen your theory. So that is kind of you are then obligated to finish that course in that given amount of time because you'll be attending classes.
Yes.
So that much would you'll finish that course because you'll join that batch. Or the other thing would be to do self-study and to gain some clinical experience. So it's again a personal decision. In the first year or so, in the first year, of course, I would recommend
Yes.
joining a vacation batch. But year 2 and year 3, I would recommend that you can do that.
Okay, sir.
Or if you want to spend time with your family, you can use an online resource.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And sir, if we talk about fourth year,
Yes,
Yeah.
fourth and fifth.
fourth and fifth specifically, here clinical subjects start, like internal surgery. So what
Yeah.
should be the approach to study that subject?
Look, okay, so number one, I know there is a language barrier. I know that they don't allow you to touch patients, but
Yes.
still go to the clinics, right?
Okay.
So whenever you're in the clinics, keep all your senses open, right? Your eyes, your nose, your ears should be open. So you can learn a lot just by looking at things or patient and just by observing how others are treating those patients. So don't skip your clinics. They'll come back to haunt you later on if you don't go to the clinic. So that's my number one advice. Okay. Samajh na bhi aaye, then also you go to the clinics. And the second thing which I want to recommend is that you'll always have to correlate your clinical subjects with what you see in the clinics.
Yes.
You can't read a surgery or a medicine book from cover to cover. From say now I've started with fourth year. I cannot just pick up Harrison and start reading it from page to page. But if I see a patient of fever, I can read that portion that
Okay.
evening or the next day from Harrison. Or if I've seen a case of hernia, I can read that from Bailey. I can watch that video, I can understand the concepts, and I can solidify those concepts using Bailey.
Okay.
So if you do this on a regular interval, you'll be able to finish those common 25, 30, 40 topics which are important. You'll be able to finish them in a matter of 2 years.
Okay. And sir, like for fourth and fifth year students, now they have a pressure of the Indian exams. For example, if somebody is in fourth year, they like us, we will have to give next, and the other students they will have to give MCI exam. So now the stress is there for fourth and fifth year students. How to combine that, the university work, and also prepare for Indian exams?
Again, what I want to tell you is the concepts are the same.
Yes, of course.
So the stress is generated because you start preparing in the
Later.
fourth year. or fifth year. Okay. And the first thing which hits you is, Arey, my basics aren't clear. I
Yes.
haven't done the pre and the paraclinical subjects. But if you have been consistent, and if your those 7, 8 registers are ready in those first 3 years, then that stress would not be there, neither for the university exam nor for the Indian exam.
But now if somebody is late, because majority
If
people are
Huh,
late.
right. So if somebody is late, then you of course have to compensate by spending more time
Mm-hmm.
and covering up those 7 subjects plus correlating them with clinical subjects. So the time devoted should be more. And again, if you've started from first year, whether you start from first year or you start your preparation from fourth year, your long-term goal should be that by sixth year, you should have 19 registers ready where
Yeah.
you've made notes, where you've added extra points, and you have done one question bank from your MCQ for your MCQs. So
From all
that is
the
your long-term goal. Now, of course, this being the long-term goal, you can divide it into short-term and medium-term goals so that as you keep on achieving them, you will automatically get a positive reinforcement and you will be able to achieve your long-term target.
Okay, sir.
You have some amazing compliments coming on your way, sir. You are an amazing
Okay,
aura.
thank you. Yeah,
And
so
sir,
again,
yes.
one takeaway which I want to tell all of you is that before you come to India before you come to India after your graduation, you should have 19 registers ready.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Main goal.
that is your long-term goal, and then divide it into short-term, medium-term goals so that you can achieve your long-term goals.
Okay,
Of
sir.
course. And sir, about the vacations also for fourth and fifth year. Now there can be two
Possibilities.
possibilities scenarios, like somebody has already done their pre-clinical subjects and now they want to go to clinical, or should they still stick to theory? What is your suggestion in the same
So
thing?
look, you have 3 years. There's no point joining a vacation batch every year when you
Yeah.
come back.
Yes.
Okay, so I would say that yes, out of these 3 years, join a vacation batch for 1 or 2 years so that you can either solidify the missing concepts of pre and paraclinical subjects
Mm-hmm.
and learn some bit of clinical concepts. That is one, but at least one of the years get some clinical experience.
Okay.
Okay, because what I've seen is that when you come to India and when you join your internship or you get clinical questions, you're clueless. And I'm sorry to say that, but
Yes,
that is
sir.
a fact. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
so get some clinical experience, even if it's in the form of some observership,
Mm-hmm.
that would make you feel more confident,
Okay, sir.
right? Um, we have a hospital of our own, and there are a lot of foreign graduates who come and work there as resident doctors after they clear the MCI exam. So I've interacted with them. My mother has interacted with them, and um, the problem is that because the clinical experience is not there,
Yes.
they somehow try to hide it. And I'm sorry to say, but that then materializes into if somebody is sometimes trying to teach them, they take it on their ego that why are you saying all this?
Yes,
But
sir.
in medicine, that is the biggest deterrent to learning. So don't have and don't carry such a big ego. If you haven't learned something in your college, be ready to learn it and be like a sponge, gather as much information and as much skills you can wherever you're working,
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
right? And that is what is going to put you in good stead later on.
Yes, sir. And sir, about observationship, like in your hospital, how do people, how do students, how can they come and join it? This
Look,
is an off, yeah.
observation, I won't say that all of you need to come to Delhi. You can get
Yes.
observation in whichever
Anyway, yeah,
city
yeah,
you
yes,
are in.
yes.
and just contact anybody. Look, this observation, of course, would not be a paid thing,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
You're going just for your benefit.
Yes,
So
yes.
nobody is going to say no to it. You'll just be shadowing that person, but they'll be teaching you at the same time. So just approach a reasonably good big hospital in your locality
Mm-hmm.
and ask them that you want to learn,
Mm-hmm.
and just shadow them for a 15-20 day period. I'm not saying do it for all 2 months. You again have to enjoy time with your family as well. But those 15-20 days, learn something productive. Learn just the basic procedures. Look, there are so many questions coming from IV line insertion or Foley's catheterization or central line insertion or chest tube insertion. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you can watch these basic 15-20 procedures during this observation time, it again is going to help you later on.
Sir, so we live in Delhi. Can we expect?
You can join.
Can we join
Yeah,
you?
absolutely. I mean, look, you people can contact me. I can connect you with other places, other hospitals also where doctors would be happy to entertain you people and to teach you.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. We
thank
are
you so
all
much.
about learning, and that's what I
Sure.
tell everyone. कि internship में you should learn. For foreign medical graduates, our ego should be less because that is the main time that we are learning.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, because you people need to pick up those
Yes,
skills.
yes,
Um,
of course.
there are some horror stories. So I was at Safdarjung and there were some interns who were foreign graduates and junior residents. So there are some horror stories which we've seen during our Safdarjung days. Of course, I don't want to go through them, but at the end of the day, patients' health should not be compromised.
Yes,
Yeah.
And for that, don't keep your ego shouldn't be high. You should be willing to learn from anyone.
yes, sir.
And also, sometimes what happens is that sometimes because it takes foreign graduates a few attempts to clear the MCI exam, when they join their internship, the postgraduate is probably junior in age to them,
Yes,
right? So that again becomes a deterrent.
yeah,
But you again have to remember that whether you're learning from somebody who's slightly junior in age to you or senior doesn't matter. As long as you can acquire skills which would later on help you to treat patients.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir. That is true. And now coming to the
Sixth
sixth year
year
students and the students that
after
yes,
graduation.
who have
Like if
graduated.
they haven't started first year, they're starting in sixth year.
Not sixth year, fifth year.
Like fifth, sixth year, I
Yeah,
don't know.
fourth, fifth. Otherwise,
Again, I think so that's nothing different. Whether you start in first year or fifth year, I've told you very simple thing. You should have a planner ready, and your major goal, your long-term target should be, I should have 19 registers. So whether I start in first year or fifth year, all 19 subjects, I have to watch videos, I have to make notes, I have to have those updated 19 registers. That is one long-term goal.
okay.
Number two long-term goal should be I should learn basic clinical skills. So in these 6 years, those 20-25 major procedures and basic skills which are asked in the exam, you should learn them. That is your long-term goal. Now, um, if you're starting from first year, the amount of time which you need to devote is less each year.
Less.
But if you're starting from fifth year or
Fifth
sixth
year.
year, you have to devote more time every year.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. And so there is one question that is coming from a lot of students, and that is if the internship is very hectic, how should they prepare for the exams along with the internship?
For the NCI exam,
For the MCI exam, or I think they are talking about NEET PG.
so look, again, when I teach foreign graduates, I tell them that when you're here, when you have 6 months, once you've come back to India, you have only 6 months to prepare for your MCI exam,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So your exam in a way is tougher than the PG exam because the PG candidates get 1 year to prepare. 19 subjects, you people get 19, you just get 6 months to prepare those 19 subjects. Okay. So, but if you have those registers again, these 6 months are very easy to crack it. Now, if you've cracked these 19 subjects, you've cracked your MCI exam, you already have a base. Now for the PG exam, you need to add extra points to it.
Okay.
So those extra points can be added by joining either an offline or an online resource, and doing their question bank or doing their test series and adding important points which are useful for the PG exam. So those same 19 registers, now we are adding points which are useful for the PG exam. But our base is the same.
Our base is the same.
And
Okay.
sir, one girl is asking if they can't afford the online source.
Then you read books and make notes. Look,
And
beg, borrow, steal, but ultimate target remains the same.
remains the same. Yes, sir, of course. And so there is like this is my personal question. How did you get time for FRCS? I mean, did you go to London to do the PLAB route or how?
Okay. So look, I was actually during my internship, I was preparing for USMLE,
Okay.
right? So I was never preparing for the Indian PG exam, and I cracked all my steps during my internship. And then I took an extension for my internship, and I did the 3 rotations at Cornell, Harvard, and Hopkins. And I cleared my CS exam along with that,
Okay.
and came back. But when I came back, me and Dr. Ila got engaged as soon as I came back from America.
Okay.
And so, there was a pressure from our parents that at least sit for the Indian exam. We'll see what happens. So we both appeared for the Indian exam. We both cracked that exam. And once you crack it, family says, ki, why don't you do your PG here? And then you can go later on for your fellowship. So that's how we started doing our post-graduation here. And during post-graduation only, all my co-PGs, so we had very good guidance from our seniors at Safdarjung. And they told us to appear for MRCS Part 1 during our second year, and MRCS Part 2, which is the clinicals. So at our time, there were 3 parts. Now there are only 2 parts.
2 parts, yes.
So Part 1 and Part 2 were MCQs at our time. So that we did in second year. And the clinical skills part, we appeared for it as soon as our post-graduation got over. And now the MRCS exam is held in India, but me and my friend, we went to Colombo for that exam,
Okay.
right? So that's where we finished our MRCS exam. After I did that, after I finished my post-graduation and I did senior residency, then I went to Bangalore for my first fellowship in breast surgery.
Okay.
And my second fellowship was in America because I'd already cleared my USMLE exams.
Wow.
So, so those who want to go to UK, there are 2 pathways. One is the PLAB pathway,
Of course.
and the second pathway is you do your post-graduation here, and you appear for MRCS or MRCP. Once you do that, you get a GMC registration, a General Medical Council registration, and then you're eligible to work there.
Thank you, sir.
Right, so-
This was a very personal question for me, and thank you for answering this. I
Yeah.
hope
So
that
there
it
are-
was helpful. A lot of
So there are
people.
2 pathways. So if you want to do the PLAB route, then as soon as you clear your MCI exam,
Yes.
you go through the PLAB route.
Right.
But if you crack your PG, finish your PG here, and then you go through the MRCS or MRCP way.
Okay, sir.
So
Same.
I'll take that. Somebody's asking me how did I manage to get away rotations in USA. So look, this was what almost 13 years back, 12 or 13 years back when I went for my rotations. At that time, people just were getting used to the concept of doing externships, right? And few tips which I want to give you. Number one, clear your USMLE part 1 before you apply for your rotations, because most of them ask for that score. Number 2, they usually ask for 1 letter of recommendation, so that should be ready. Number 3, some of them, good places ask for your GRE score, so appear for your GRE exam beforehand, right? And number 4, of course, you also have to look at the finances. Some of the places are very expensive now.
Yes.
Some of the places are free. So look at those things. And one very important tip is that November, December, January is the best time to get these rotations.
Okay.
Because American graduates, the vacations, the Christmas holidays are going to start.
Oh,
So
okay.
they usually don't do rotations during those periods.
Okay.
And a foreign graduate is more likely to get rotations during that period. So apply during November, December, January. It's easier to get rotations.
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get on to our
So
next. Yes.
yeah, just 1 second.
Yes,
So
of course.
PLAB path or MRCS, which is better? So look, I've been talking to my friends who are working in UK,
Mm-hmm.
and considering the Corona situation and the Brexit scene,
Yes.
both the options are good. In the next few years, there are going to be plenty of opportunities for foreign graduates to work there.
Okay.
So either the PLAB pathway or the MRCS pathway, both are good. If you've done your post-graduation, then go through the MRCS path. It is easier for you to climb up the ladder. You can quickly climb up the ladder. PLAB pathway, you start at the bottom of the ladder. So
Okay.
more hurdles to cross before you reach the consultant phase.
And sir, what about the clinical researches? As you know that here the clinical researches are very less. So should the students in fourth year or fourth year, should they come back and do researches in India? And if yes, then how can they approach the doctors or teachers or anyone in the department?
So look, research after coming back, so whichever place you are shadowing or you're working as
Mhm.
an observer, you can talk to doctors there, collect some data, and try to do some research. One thing which I would strongly recommend is that whatever research you do, think from a long-term perspective.
Okay.
Just for the name or heck of research, don't do it. Your ultimate goal in any research should be that it should get published, because then only it has value,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So again, whenever you start doing a research, think that can I get this research published somehow, because that's what's going to add value to my CV or
CV.
resume after that.
Yes.
And sir, what about these small journals? Like, for example, our university has some, and most of the university do they also.
Hello?
Somebody called on this.
No worries.
Okay.
So, while selecting a journal, ultimate goal is that that journal should be indexed on PubMed, right?
Okay.
So, if the journal is indexed on PubMed,
Mm-hmm.
best possible journal to publish. If not PubMed, then there are other indexing agencies like Index Copernicus, Google Scholar, right? So that is the second best option. But you need to see where all is the journal indexed. Best is a PubMed index journal.
Okay, sir. Thank you for this, sir. Should we move on, or do you want to answer some questions, sir?
I think so. We've answered most of them. Most of them are
Yes.
asking for the next exam.
Yes, because it's a very interesting, and because the curriculum is changing. So, about next.
Yeah, so look, my views on the next exam, that it's a good change which is being implemented. But what are going to be the major changes? So number one is that the exam is now going to be held before internship, right? So a lot of students used to utilize that internship period for to prepare for the entrance exams. But now it's going to be immediately after the final year. So
Okay.
again, coming back to the point which I've told you, that if you're consistent from first year and if you have those 19 registers ready, then you're in a very good position to appear for the exam. But if you want to prepare those 19 registers starting from third year or fourth year, then you'll have a tough time in the next exam.
Okay.
Number two, the next exam, the next one exam is going to be a 3-day exam,
Yes.
right? So a grueling exam, right? I've appeared for USMLE, so I know how difficult it is to sit for 8 or 9 hours in one day and clear that USMLE exam. But imagine doing that for 3 continuous days. So a very taxing exam, and there is going to be more stress on the clinical subjects,
Yes.
right? So again, my recommendation would be that as soon as possible, finish the pre and the paraclinical subjects so your concepts are clear. And then 2 solid years you should spend developing those or working on those clinical subjects, because that's what is going to get you good marks in your next exam.
And sir, for example, like those students, we know that now the developments have been made, but are they confirmed? These 3 days thing, are
No,
these
look, nothing
confirmed?
is confirmed. These were the initial recommendations.
Uh-huh.
So confirmation for these things would come in by, say, mid of next year, right?
Okay.
That's when we'll get to know what exactly the pattern is going to be. Till then, it's just speculation. So we can just prepare ourselves self mentally for it.
Okay.
Um, but again, at the end of the day, medicine and surgery remain the same.
Same.
So
Yes.
our aim is to develop basic concepts. So again, I might sound monotonous in repeating the same thing,
This is the
but
mantra.
this is the mantra. The ultimate goal is to have those 19 registers. That's it.
Okay. This question I think is nice, Arvind. Can we say that's just the exam? Name is changing as concepts remain same, of course.
Yes, I would say Arvind is right. The pattern is changing, but the concepts are going to remain the same. It is going to be a high stake exam. Like right now, what happens कि चलो एक बार नहीं clear हुआ, then now I'm a post intern. I can devote one entire year and I can crack the exam. But next one exam is important in two regards. If you don't clear the next one exam, you can't start with your internship, right? So it's your gateway to internship
Yes, sir.
and it is your gateway to PG selection.
Easy selection.
So a high stake exam,
Very.
right? But it's a double-edged sword for an FMGA candidate. Why a double-edged sword? Number one, the exam is going to be much tougher than your
Yes.
regular MCI exam,
Yes.
right? So you'll have to be better prepared. But good MCI, good foreign graduate student, it's a boon. Why? Because if you crack this exam, you get a 2-in-1 offer. You crack your
Okay.
you get your degree,
Yes.
you get your internship, plus you get your PG in the same exam,
Yes. Yes. Of course.
right?
Huh.
So don't think about it as only being a negative thing. It can
Yes.
turn out to be a boon as well if you're well prepared.
Yes, it's like a benefit for us if we
Yes.
study well.
And should we look into some questions?
Yeah, please.
What about those students who might be the interns the previous year, and if they take a drop and the next gets implemented?
So, no, two things. This year, we of course have 2021. There's going to be a NEET exam. The proposal is that 2022 January also there's going to be a NEET exam.
Okay.
And then again, there is going to be an exam in mid-year 2022, which is going to be the next one exam,
Mhm.
right? Those who've already done their internship, they just have to appear for the next one exam and they'll get their PG straight away, right? But those who haven't done their internship, after next one, they'll have to do 1 year of internship And
Okay.
after that, they'll have to appear for next two exam, which is a clinical skills exam.
Next to okay. But these are just still speculations, and we
These are
need to
just
wait.
speculations. Yeah,
And we
correct,
need to
correct.
wait. Okay.
Mhm.
And sir, like we said about marrow, and I mean to say, I'm not specifically saying marrow. I'm saying the question banks from, for example, AMBOSS or the USMLE material. Will they help in the next exam because they are clinically, yes.
Yes, so clinically oriented questions are definitely going to help you.
Okay.
And what they've proposed is that there are going to be clinical scenarios which would be given to you. So if you can think about problems from that clinical bent of mind, it'll definitely be helpful. So yes, those USMLE type questions would be of help, but they would only be of help when your concepts are clear.
Okay, sir.
And so, like we are talking not specifically to Marrow, but how can we use Marrow for FMG preparation? Like,
Look, again, I usually don't like to talk about a particular
Yes, yes, of
brand
course.
okay,
in these things, but my again advice number one, whichever resource you buy,
Mm-hmm.
you stick to that resource. Trust that resource. That is the mantra, okay? Because look, everyone is different. Somebody might buy Marrow, somebody might buy some other resource, and there
yes,
is always comparison. And then you always say, oh, that guy is doing this, I am doing this. Am I missing out on something? Let me also watch that. And by doing both the things, you'll just create a khichdi out of it, right? More confusion. So whichever resource you get, trust that resource. That is the most important thing which I want to tell you.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Just stick to one.
Stick to one. That is
Okay.
my advice. Number two, whichever resource you take, I have already told you, watch the videos if you've taken the video package and then read the book along with it.
Okay, sir.
That would simplify things for you. If you're starting from first year, make your own notes. If you're in fourth, fifth year when time is less, you can take the printed notes and can add extra things to them.
Okay,
okay,
sir. Okay, sir.
okay.
And
Okay.
I think we have covered almost all the questions, and these were general questions that were asked. If you want to, sir, add something, please do so. And you can also go through the questions if
And
you
so,
wanted.
one personal question I have to ask: how to
Hmm.
stay motivated all the time?
The videos are huge. We keep on juggling between आज ये कर लेते हैं new start. Oh God, 10 days हो गया अब चलो ये कर लेते हैं.
Look, so motivation, there are different kinds of students. There are some who are self-motivated. Like if you ask me, and I know some of my friends as well, that we never watch these motivational videos when we were
Mhm.
preparing, okay? So some of us had good mentors and in college itself. So we never utilize videos to get motivated. They used to guide us,
Okay,
fine.
sir.
Okay,
Or some are self-driven, they don't even need that motivation. But nowadays, there are multiple resources available which can help you to remain motivated. There are online videos which are there. Um, you people also keep on motivating students. So that's also a great job which you're doing. But one thing which would help you remain motivated is positive reinforcement. For me, that is the mool mantra. That is the most important thing.
Okay,
And
sir.
that positive reinforcement only comes when you have written down your plan, action plan, and you divide it into short term, mid term, and long term targets. When you keep on ticking your short term targets, that acts as positive reinforcement, and that would propel you to keep on doing better and achieving more targets in the future.
okay. Thank you, sir.
A
Yeah.
huge
I will
relief.
try this.
Sir, it is so great that during this quarantine period, you as our mentors can help us with coming live and answering everybody actually, and it's really nice.
You're welcome. Yeah. Least we can do to help you out during this period.
And
And
I
sir, I must have to say your photography skills are awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
and just one more question
So somebody's
before.
asking
Yes,
that, how do we brush up on our clinical skills because colleges are closed? So,
yes,
look, there are a lot of videos which are being posted. Like I have posted clinical examination videos on my YouTube channel where
mm-hmm.
I've covered the clinical case and I've also recorded the examination video. So you can
Okay,
watch them on my YouTube channel. Similarly, some of the medicine faculties, some of the ortho faculties have done that.
yes,
So go through them. That's the best way to learn. Of course, when the lockdown, I mean, when your colleges start again, take all precautions, but the best way to learn is when you touch the patient and you do those clinical tests yourself. But in the meantime, stick to videos which are there on YouTube and
okay.
learn through them.
And sir, this question is about mental health. That anxiety is there always when a person graduates from a foreign medical school and they
Hmm.
come back to India. In these 6 months, how to manage those anxiety? Because studies can be managed, but not the anxiety. So this is a
Well, look, anxiety would only be there if you're underprepared, right? If you've prepared well, and if you know that those 6 months are mainly just meant for revision, and you already have those 19 registers ready for you, then anxiety is not going to kick in.
even.
So, but if you are not prepared, then you'll definitely be anxious. Look, having some amount of anxiety is good
Yes.
because that is going to push you to do better. And it's directly related to how well you've prepared in this last 6 years. Again, if you are getting anxious and if it's affecting your preparation, have a mentor whom you can reach out to. Have somebody whom you can share your thoughts with. Don't keep your thoughts bottled up inside because that usually leads to bad outcomes and we don't want that. So that would be my suggestion that reach out to your mentors and take guidance from them.
Yes, sir.
Talk to your friends,
Mm-hmm.
talk to your family members during that period.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one more thing which I want to tell you is that some students have told me that FMG students are not treated well when they come to India, and they cannot achieve what regular graduates from India have achieved. Well, I would say
Learning.
that yeah, I would say that that's not entirely true. Uh, there are some foreign graduates who are doing extremely well. Like, look at Dr. Ranjan in pharma. He is a foreign graduate,
Yes.
but he is one of the best faculties in the country, and he's so well respected. So, it's what you want to make out of yourself, how strong your beliefs are that I'll do well in life. I know the best bariatric surgeon in Dubai is a foreign graduate,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it all depends on how confident you are about your skills and what how how hungry you are to achieve your dreams, right? Like look at you people. You people are running such a successful blog. So I
Trying
can
our
only
best.
imagine in the next 2 years, 3 years, you'll have a great following on your blog. And there are PG candidates from India or Indian graduates who are following your blog. So kudos to you, right? You've already broken that barrier. So don't think that there is a glass ceiling for you guys for FMG candidates. Just as soon as you can, or the earlier you can break through that glass ceiling, the better you'll do in life.
So it's actually because of you all and all the other medical pages that we calm ourselves down, and because we did not have a relative who is a doctor. So it's our failures and our experiences that we show on this blog, and we get all the inspiration and all the teachings from you all only. So that's the only way that we can do.
Yeah, no, that's good. So look, that's what I'm saying. Communication has helped all of us to connect with each other, and that's great. And I think so. You people are doing great service to students all over the world. So continue doing that.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I think we have covered almost all the topics, and your answers were just above 100%. And we got so many answers for ourselves also. Hopefully, we can connect again
Sure.
in
So
the future.
somebody's been asking regarding the 19 registers part. So
Yes.
again, my takeaways for foreign graduates, number one, your long-term target as soon as you enter first year is that by the end of 6 years, you should have 19 registers, one for each subject, in which you have made your own notes. And you'll make these notes by watching videos plus reading the books, standard textbooks. Okay. If you start doing this from first year, you'll have to devote less time to complete these 19 registers in time.
Yes.
But the later you start, the more
More
time
time.
you'll have to devote. But that is your long-term goal. Now divide it into midterm and short-term goals so that you can achieve it. From fourth year onwards, focus on your clinical skills. When you come back for your vacations, if clinical exposure in in the country where you're doing your MBBS is less, in fourth, fifth, sixth year during the vacation, try to get some clinical experience here. That clinical experience should revolve around 15, 20 basic procedures which every medico should know in the ward, like catheterization, IV line insertion, like chest tube insertion, intubation, right? So that when you start your internship, you are at par with an Indian graduate.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Third thing, never underestimate yourself. Write down your goals and ambitions and try to achieve them. There is no glass ceiling for you people. You can achieve them. Okay. Don't get deterred by the next exam. The concepts are the same. It can in fact turn out to be a boon for you people, because if you crack the next one exam, you not only get certification to do your internship here, but you can even get PG straight away.
Okay,
So
sir.
these are my these are the main takeaways from this
For this
session.
live. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much for joining
So
us
somebody's
on the live.
yeah, just one, sorry, how to
Yes, yes, of course.
concise the notes. So again, I've told you that if you are starting from first year, second year, make your own notes, write your own notes. You have time, okay? But if you have started late, say from fourth, fifth year, then ready-made notes, and you keep on adding extra points to it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to add each and every extra point which you're reading in the book. Only things which you think can come in the exam. How would you know that? Seeing year procedure, by seeing the previous year papers, you'll get to know about that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
You can also take more questions, sir, if you want. We still have 4 minutes before this live session ends, because in 1 hour it ends.
Will next exam be a substitute for final year university exam? Yes, for Indian graduates, it will be a
Okay.
substitute for the final year exam.
Okay. Should we read standard books in 5th year?
Yes, I mean, so look, clinical subjects, I told you, start from fourth year. So you have 3 years to finish the clinical subject books, enough time to read those textbooks.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, yes.
Somebody wants your daughter.
She's already gone off to sleep.
Uh,
Right.
okay. how to
Okay.
choose the publication to post our research.
I've
That's
already told you
yes.
the go for PubMed indexed journals. That is the best. Somebody is asking how to revise if you're going for coaching. So even if you go to coaching or you're doing your videos, spaced repetition, which I've talked about in my video, I did
Yes,
this
yes.
session for Marrow. Please watch that. That is the best way to retain. So if you're revising your notes today, say 2-3 days after that, you can revise the same thing by solving the MCQs
MCQ.
or by doing flashcards or pearls,
Okay, okay,
Okay.
right?
okay.
Then 7 days after your first reading, you can do questions, right? So by doing new methods of the same topic, you will be able to retain better.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir. That's
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
Is that all, sir?
Yeah, I think so. We've covered the organ system preparation versus
No.
subject-wise preparation. Again, this is a very subjective thing. Some people like organ system preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like subject-wise preparation. I personally like subject-wise preparation.
Okay. So, but with subject-wise preparation, how were you able to correlate with the, yes, how were you able to
Look, if your
correlate?
concepts are clear from first year, then subject-wise can be done easily.
Yes.
But if the concepts are not clear, then organ-wise would do better because first, then you can do anatomy, then you can do surgery, and you can do, pathology along with it.
Okay,
So
sir.
for me, because we were reading regularly from first year, I found subject-wise to be easier.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Okay.
And thank you so much, sir, for joining. We just have
Okay.
1 minute 39 seconds.
Thank you so
So,
much, sir.
Sure.
anything
Thank
for
you very
us?
much.
Anything for us?
You
Your
people are
kind
doing a
words.
great job. Keep on continuing that. But one thing which I told others as well, and I'm going to tell you as well, that you people are doing a great job, but your ultimate focus is to crack the exams. So
Yes.
Yes,
don't lose focus of that main target,
yes,
and
sir.
keep on working hard. And I'm sure you'll do well.
Thank
And
you
when
so
you're in
much.
India, if you are in Delhi, we'll definitely meet up.
Yes,
Yay! We'll message you, sir.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank you very
so
much.
much for
All the
being
best.
this kind and answering our all the questions.
Not at all. Thank you very much. Good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
Thank you.
Good
Bye.
night, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.